Okay. How y'all feel?
I'm feeling good. Excited about the 21st. Very high vibrational. In a good space.
Okay. How you feeling, Keela? Samisha, how you feeling?
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I did not want to participate in this sold out Sunday involving grief, and I went back and forth about it a lot last night and this morning, but decided it'll be good for me because I'm confident in my tools and I'm bringing myself out of the space.
Okay. That's real. I respect that too, and I understand. But we're going to uproot some things, but we're definitely going to come back and do some grounding. It's a safe space. I think you'll be okay. But if you do feel like it's too much, then of course, react in your higher self. Keela, how you feeling?
You always catch me. I'm doing good. Got kind of anxious last night just about it because I think I haven't let those emotions flow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a little giddy about it, but now I'm okay. I did some guided meditation this morning, so I'm feeling better about it.
Okay. Before we start, let's go ahead and think about the ancestors that we want to welcome into this space. I'm going to welcome in my brother Jabri, of course, my brother Sammy. I'm going to welcome in Shanavia. I'm going to welcome in my grandmother and my great-grandmother.
My mommy, my grandmother.
Y'all just go ahead and call them out who y'all want to welcome into the space.
My grandfather, George Alfonso. It's my mommy, Vicky Lynette Williams. My grandmother, Adelaide Williams. Mom, Shika Monet Williams. I welcome them.
Anybody else?
Welcome in April, my sister, my cousin, my Shane, my uncle, Uncle Garfield, my grandfather, Garfield Sr., grandmother.
Okay, anybody else? You want to welcome in your Rochester? Welcome them in. Go ahead.
My grandfather, Gene, and my best friend, Amanda.
Okay.
I welcome Rage, my grandmother, and my auntie Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
I welcome my mom, my ex-husband, Coy, my great-grandmother, my grandfather, and my yaya.
Welcome on in.
I welcome my grandma Baker, my grandpa Baker, my grandpa Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
My Nana Sue,
Mm-hmm.
Mama Jet, Mama Harris.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and welcome in our ancestors before we start. Welcome in your righteous ancestors.
I welcome in all my righteous ancestors. More intentionally, I welcome in my grandmother Betty, my grandmother Helen, my great-grandfather Harry, I welcome in one of my closest friends, Tasha. And again, I welcome everyone that's welcoming their ancestors.
I welcome in my son Lennox and my grandmother Queenola.
Anybody else? Okay. As we're going into grief, I definitely looked into the definition of what grief was described as. And it was described as deep sorrow, especially caused by someone's death. And so we're going to tap into that today. And so we've welcomed in our ancestors, so your righteous ancestors and those who you know who have loved you in this life. And so you guys, this is a safe space. First thing that we're going to go into is we're going to go into feeling the emotions. This week was different for me in thinking about having that experience about my brother, and so it took me to a space of where I definitely had to tap into my tools and my resources, and being able to understand that energy that was just building around, and definitely knowing this year a lot of people have dealt with grief, a lot of people. So even after we're done, this may be something that you may want to share with someone who you love that may be struggling with that as well, because even as the holidays are getting closer and closer and closer, with Christmas being around the corner and even going into the new year, it can take people into a really deep depression. So right now, I want you to think about someone who you really miss. I want you to think about that person who you really miss. And we're going to start off in journaling and understanding that we're just going to feel the emotions for a little bit. And I want you to start off, and we're going to take about 5 minutes, and I want you to write them a letter and tell them how much you miss them. Now, I want you to reflect on the good, but I want you to write a letter and just take the time going automatic writing, which means you're not thinking too hard about it, starting to let it flow, so it comes from a deeply rooted spiritual space that allows for you to reflect in what you truly feel without trying to alter your feelings with what everything else, the factors of life. So I want you to go into that space and let's just write a letter to them. Take a couple of minutes. We're going to write a letter to them, and we're going to just express to them how much we miss them. And let me know if you can hear the music. You can just put it in the chat. Okay, let's immediately go off into our journal prompt number 2, focusing on forgiveness. Sometimes it's really hard for us to reflect on the forgiveness of ourselves. Sometimes we'll be completely in a space of reflection on things that we didn't do, things that we should have done, things that we could have done better. And we'll have a moment where we are taking ourselves into a low space, not addressing the issues or the concerns of your forgiveness. So I want you to write on you're holding on to for the journal prompt is going to start off with you're holding on to forgiveness for. I'm working to forgive myself from. For me, my brother, one of the things that I had to work through was my brother, before he passed, he broke into my house. And he broke into my house and he stole some things, him and a friend of his at the time. And don't do that. He broke into my house and he stole some things, and it took a minute before I could even find him. And I was so angry with him. And I ended up seeing him maybe several months later. And at the time, Ray went and took him off, and they had a man-to-man and a conversation. And he came back to the house and he apologized. And from there, the night that my brother was murdered, he reached out to one of my other brothers and he wanted to come to my house. And my brother was told him, he said, you know, Nishi is she's not gonna do that, you know. Just in his understanding or his impression of all of the things that had transpired, that I wasn't going to be receptive to that. And my brother had to work through that, and he still struggles with that. And I had to work through that, and I had to work on the forgiveness of myself for being what I felt as the big sister. The big sister, and having to understand my space, even my boundaries, that because I didn't allow or I didn't have that understanding or that rapport with him, that his death had nothing to do with who I was at the time. I don't know if anybody else has reflected on anything that they need to forgive themselves for, but that's just a part of what I had to work on my forgiveness from, and really take a moment to factor that out, to say, hey, you know, this is what I'm working on forgiving myself for. And me saying, hey, maybe I gave him or gave my brothers the impression that I was too hard or too unforgiving or too upset still, that I couldn't allow for him to come to what I knew was a safe space. And to know that that same night, in the middle of the night that he lost his life, and for me, even more, I felt it, and me and my best friend were having a conversation about it at the same time that it was happening, in talking about a sister having to deal with losing her brother and the grief that was causing, because one of my guy friends was dying of cancer, and so I had to work on myself with that. And it was I have to admit, that was a struggle for me, because he oftentimes felt like mine. He felt like my baby because I had him so much. And so I don't know if anybody wanted to reflect on that before we go into the journal prompt. If anybody wanted to say anything about that before we go into journaling that out and opening up a space for you to have a conversation that allows for you to forgive yourself. And this is a conversation that you're having with yourself. Okay. Let's get ready. We're on journal prompt number 2, forgiveness and understanding all these other factors of even what we feel like is a mistake or was wrong, in perfect timing and truly who we really are. Go upstairs. Okay, let's take a moment and just breathe. Breathe in through the nose and hold it. Breathe out through the mouth. Let's breathe in through the nose again. Breathe out through the mouth. One last time, in through the nose. Out through the mouth. If you're finding that you are deep into, or you're starting to feel some kind of way, it's definitely good to sit on the ground. And I didn't say that before, but definitely sitting on the ground can help you to do a little grounding if you need to be able to do that. Okay. Y'all good?
Yep.
Hey, you holding on
Yes,
to
ma'am.
Misha?
Yes,
You holding on to Misha? Marcia, you good?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go to this third prompt. What we have to understand is that we are all bodies of energy, and I know most of us truly understand it, but we don't reflect enough in the connection of who of our ancestors, those who have left before us, those who we really miss. We don't connect deep enough with them so that you can really work through the grief, so that you can really work through the emotions of the physical presence no longer being here. And so it's very important that we make that connection. So I want you to think about being very intentional and setting out a ritual that will allow for you to honor them, a ritual that will allow for you to feel their spirit and their energy when you need it, when you're being triggered into a space where you feel really low and you just want to connect with them and ask them for things, especially understanding how much they really want to serve you. What kind of rituals can you put into place? What can you do on a consistent basis until time allows for you to truly understand when you need to best most do it? But moving in something consistent, what can you do? How can you be exactly what you need, or in a space of peace and gratitude and love, and making that connection with your ancestors, with those who you are missing no longer physically being here. So we're going to reflect in a moment. And I actually had another song. I'm going to still send you guys this song, but I'm going to go into one of my favorite songs so we can just bring that vibration back up. And I don't want you to think about this song in the sense of someone who of just something intimate, of an intimate love. I want you to connect this song with just love, period, and reflect on the words and the energy and that feel that allows for you to truly understand that we have our own angels, and at any given time we can call them to serve us, to connect with us, to be the energy that we need around us in times where we may be feeling triggered to the trauma of just losing them. And so this is my favorite song. Um, and I want you guys to reflect on this, and let's sort of bring that energy back up a little bit and write your rituals out. If you know that they loved, like my brother, let me talk. My brother loved honey buns, and he smoked Newport cigarettes. That was his thing, And so when I honor him, you know, at times on my altar, I'm going to put a joint out. I'm going to put some honey buns out. I'm going to put a Newport cigarette out. Sometimes I just reflect on the things that I think that he would like to do. So I switch my music up in my atmosphere that make it a very welcoming space for him to flow in and me to feel his energy so that it can raise my vibration back up and me not to reflect in the loss of him no longer physically being here. So I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna bring it back. No, I'm not gonna bring it back. This is just one of my favorite songs. Think about your rituals, what you can do. And if you already have something, let's think about next leveling that up. Okay, for those, if you couldn't really hear that one, I do suggest that you put that one on your playlist. Angel, that's by Layla Hathaway. Sometimes I just reflect that to reflect the feelings that I need. It doesn't always, the songs doesn't always have to be something that that can take you into you thinking about, just intimacy or intimate love. Reflect that energy into understanding that connection with those who you love. Those rituals. One of the ones that I definitely wanted to talk about was sometimes just scream out, I love you, and know where your ancestors served good at, know where they were, their thing was. And when you need for them to come into your space, bring the ones into the spaces where they can best serve. I know when shit get ruthless, I know I can call on my brother, because that's just where he was at the time. And even still, one of the other things that I do is I reflect on the evolution of who he would be at this level of himself. If he was still here, how he would look, even, when I saw the young man this week I thought about, and his hair was dreaded. And I was like, oh, my brother would have had some dreads. It would look so nice on him, sometimes I imagine what he would be dressed in, the music that he would be listening to, if he would have children, if he would so sometimes just reflect on the evolution of them, even at their higher selves. And it doesn't have to be an extreme, just flow in time and space with that and what that honestly looks like, especially knowing who you are and where you are at this time and space of yourself, that you are working to be your better self, that you are working at being in your higher space. And in understanding that, knowing who you are and how that energy can reflect out, it can help you to best see your ancestors at their higher selves as well. Okay, y'all good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, Bree. Okay, Kristen. Okay, so we're gonna go into our last assignment. And this is where I want everybody to get grounded. I want you to get grounded. I want you to think about something that your ancestor, the one that you're reflecting on today, the one that you're really missing. I want you to think about something that they really like, something that they really like. Somebody give me something that that your ancestor really liked.
Vodka.
Vodka. Okay, come on. Come with, I want you to think about the best vodka that you could ever think about. One that she really, really likes. I want you to think about that vodka. I want you to hold it. Hold it in space. Hold it. Somebody else.
What's that music?
Grandmother love the casino.
Oh, somebody like the casino. So she like money.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh shit. Well, you got your ancestors' money out. Let me get a couple of dollars.
Yeah, I got a couple of ancestor dollars.
Okay, well, I want you to hold that because we're gonna light that up for her just in a few seconds.
All right.
We're gonna light that up. Music. Somebody said music, music, music.
Jazz.
Jazz music. Jazz.
Especially Duke Ellington.
Okay, well, think about Duke. Think about him. Duke riding with you right now. Duke is with you. Think about Duke. He's with you in space. Hold on to that vodka. Q, I want you to bring out all the coins. I want you to hold all the coins with it. I want you to, you finna make it rain on her. Hold those coins. Somebody else, tell me something else that your ancestor loved.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken. Honey, you better go get her favorite. I'm talking about get a 12-piece. Get a whole, and did she like fries with her chicken?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, she like fries with that chicken. Okay, go get that box of fries with it. If she like corn fritters and poppers, get all of that. I'm talking about the best fried chicken, and put it on a nice plate. Make it look real cute. Envision it. Somebody else, tell me what else.
Dr. Pepper.
Did they like that Dr. Pepper cold on ice out the can in a bottle? How did they like it?
Cold in a bottle.
Cold and in a bottle. Come on, cold and in a bottle. Okay, you didn't put it in the freezer a little bit, right? Got a little slush to it, so it's real good and cold, right, Kayla?
Yes.
I want you to hold that Dr. Pepper right there. Somebody else, give me something else. Hold it.
Marijuana.
What you say, Alicia?
Marijuana. My daddy loved to smoke joints.
Come on, weed. You better get him the best goddamn weed you know. I want you to get it. I want you to roll it up. I want you to think about it being a real nice size. If he liked it in the joint, did he like it in the blunt? How did your daddy like it? And then I want you to get him several pounds of that motherfucking weed too. I want you to trap him out with all kind of weed, the kind that he would like, maybe in variations, whatever it is. And all of the things that he'll need to roll it up. Okay. Weed. Somebody else who haven't went.
Coffee.
Coffee. Yes. Ooh, them ancestors be loving coffee. What kind of coffee, Tamisha? Did they like it with a little creamer? How did they like
It
the
had to
coffee?
be hazelnut creamer with 2 teaspoons of honey.
Honey. Come on now. 2 teaspoons of honey with their coffee? Yes. Okay, somebody else. Did we go through everybody?
Some plain pig skins.
What you say? Pig skins, Stephanie?
Yes.
Ooh, man. I want you to imagine yourself going to the corner store and just getting their favorite kind. Their favorite kind. Get them about 4 or 5 bags of it, okay? Get them about 4 or 5 bags. Now, y'all hold on to that. Let me get my charger because New Right don't want to let me be great. Okay, that's cool. Now, does everyone have all of their things? I don't think Rico went, but I want you to think about, Rico, what it is that your Miss Ancestor would really love. Does everybody got their items ready? Q, you got your money?
Yes, ma'am. I got coins and ancestral money.
Okay. Marcia, you got your vodka?
No, I had
That was me that said vodka.
Okay. Oh, that was okay. You got your vodka, Bree?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Marcia, what did you have?
I had music.
Music.
Mary J. Blige.
Come on then, Mary J. You got Mary. Can you envision Mary J right now with you? Because we finna go on a journey. She riding with you because you know.
We rocking.
You rocking? Okay.
Yes.
We got Mary J. Okay, so I need for everybody to get to a space where you are grounded. Get to a space where you're grounded. And I want you to think about the offerings that you have. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to just rock with knowing what you have in your hand right now, or who you have rocking with you. Duke Ellington. Somebody had Duke Ellington. Someone got Mary J. Blige. Somebody has their ancestor money. And I want you to just picture yourself right there. And you're excited. You need to feel it. You need to feel it. You need to feel these persons in your space. Don't think because they're too high or they're too this that they can't be right there with you. You're calling in that Mary J. Blige energy. You're calling in that Duke Ellington energy. You're calling it in. I want you to imagine having that Coke in your hand, that Dr. Pepper. And right now, you're looking at a set of stairs. At the top of the stairs, you can see that door. It's a beautiful golden door, and it's just glistening. And you know that when you walk up those stairs and you connect through that door, that on the other side of that door, you're going to see that person, your ancestor, who you're really missing right now. You're going to feel it. Now take a look at yourself. Do you look good? Do you feel good? You get ready, you're going to see your people. You got yourself together. You got your money. You're going to make it rain on them. You're going to drop them with your good old joint and these pounds of weed that they like. You got the coffee in your hand. And good honey, good local grown honey. You got their favorite chicken, and the chicken is fresh and it's fried. And you can't wait to get over there to that other side of that door. But you look good, you smell good, you feel good, you're in a good vibration, you are excited. It's been a minute. And so you're coming with all the things that they like. You got Mary J. Blige rocking with you. She gonna bust out into singing some real love. And so take a moment and walk up those stairs, smiling in gratitude. And that beautiful golden door, I just want you to open the door. And on the other side of that door, it feels like love. Feel the love. Feel that beautiful sun energy just radiate on your skin. Now I want you to look ahead of you. I want you to look to the right and down the right. You're smiling at them and they're smiling at you. And we start to walk to each other so that you can meet each other halfway. Your arms are open. And you just take a moment and you just hug them. Hug them so good. Hug them so much fun. Make your hearts meet with each other. And connect and let them feel your heart space energy on how much you love them, how much you miss them. Let the energies connect. Take a moment, look at their face. Look at the evolution of their hair, their skin, how beautiful their skin is. Take a deep breath in and just smell the scent. Feel the warmth of their body connected to yours. Look into their eyes in amazement of how beautiful they look. And you look good. It feels so good to see you. I have missed you. Ask me what you've been doing. Tell me I love you. That's what I brought you. I brought you some. I can't I know that you've been missing me too, and I know you've been watching over me, and so I got something for you. Hand me your offering. Tell them about the experience. And I want you to sit in this energy for a second and just catch up. Maybe you're going to let marriage and God sing your favorite song. Or maybe you're going to let them get into serenade and with the beautiful jazz sounds. Or maybe you're going to pour a cup of coffee too. Ask them how have they been doing. How does it feel to be on this other side of the rainbow? In beautiful, radiant, sun-filled energy. The love that exudes no sooner than you cross to this side. Because you know it's beautiful wherever they are. What are they doing? Are they playing their favorite rap songs? Are they in the studio? Are they performing? Are they on guard keeping us safe? Protecting us from the energies of the world that's trying to destroy us and keep us bound in our hurt. Sit with them. Love them as much as you feel them to. Hold their hands. Feel their hands. Feel it. Smell their favorite perfume if they used to be. Or the scent of the cigarettes that you know is always consistently on their mind. I love them. I love them. Ask them if they want a piece of chicken. Maybe you pull out an extra surprise out of your bed. Get it. Thinking about the many things that they like and what you want to share with them with. For who they are on this other side. In this beautiful world of amazing energy and love. So you reach into your bag and you pull out something else and you reach into your pocket. And you thank them. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for speaking the word to me. Thank you for being before me at clearing paths. Thank you for helping me manifest the life that I am in right now and working even harder to manifest new things. Thank you. Thank you for being the voice in the ear that has allowed for me to enjoy and feel and flow and be open to abundance. Reflect on it. Feel it. You know what you want to do. Tell them what you need help with. Tell them that you're working hard. Tell them that principle. the traumas that you have had to deal with. And you know that they understand because they too had their own. Tell them that you need help with. Tell them that you need help in understanding. Tell them that you need help in bringing in joy and love and peace and a new level of understanding, a new level of love. Tell them where you're good. Tell them where you want to be happy there. Give them some of your 2021 goals, what you want to do and accomplish in each year, the next couple of months. Tell them that you can help on the 21st to bring in that magnificent and powerful, manifested energy. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for loving me with that fire. It allows me to feel protected and confident in where I am right now, knowing that I'm working to be at my better self. Remind me of the better choices. Speak to my heart. And when my love feels low within myself, please pour some words into me so that I can give in the space of my overflow. Encourage me. I need encouragement no more because sometimes I just feel like I physically need you here. I need encouragement no more. Meet me in my dreams. Remind me to connect with you intentionally. To sit in stillness and express my gratitude for just who you are. You know this. I want you to look them in the eyes and just speak with me in the morning. Thank you. And although I gotta leave, I promise I'll be back. I promise I'll meet you here. I'm gonna catch up. I'm gonna tell you about all the beautiful things that I'm doing. I'm gonna tell you about my son. I'm gonna tell you about my daughter. I want to tell you about this new space of healing that I'm in, and the sisters and brothers that I'm connected to. I want to tell you about it. I want to tell you about how I'm working with you in that step. And I want to thank you for being an attribute together on the other side. So I'm coming back. And I got to leave in this moment because I got to go and make myself intentional about me. And what I need from me. Because I want to make you great. Allow your heart to connect with our heart. Align your chakras with theirs. Give them a hug. Give them a big hug. Hug them tight. Kiss their face. Allow them to wipe their tears as you wipe theirs. Tell them to enjoy the vodka with Dr. Pepper. The money. Enjoy it. I want you to look at them and just be like, man, that mask music staying really good. Now hold their hand. And as you're walking into that beautiful door that's always open and inviting, you're remembering this moment, you're reflecting on the evolution of yourself. Right. their side and we both get excited about the work that's being done. Give them a kiss. Say, I love you. And I'll be back. If it's something else you want to bring, let me know. And know that I'm thinking about you in the most beautiful aspects until I do. In a beautiful space. Not in a space of hurt or anger, disappointment, or depression. But in gratitude. I will think about you. I will remember you. I will honor you. And your perfect record. And as the door closes and you walk back down those stairs, in front of you you see purpose. You understand that the healing must continue because that's the commitment that you all make. And you walk in confidence with your head held high and your heart pointed up, knowing that you won't stay in a space of depression, grief. You are loved. You come from love. You have experienced love. And now you're ready to do your next best self. You ready? And so as you're coming back into this place, I want you to come back into this space in gratitude. With a smile, knowing that I was with you. And as you open your eyes, you're back in your dream reality. You know that you're about to be uncomfortable day, and that you will be flowing within the energy of those who love you. And those who you have missed, and those who you love. How do you feel?
Good.
Okay.
I feel good, sis.
How you feeling, Keela?
I feel a little lighter. I'm good.
Hold on, let me stop this real quick. Okay. Y'all all right?
Yes.
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 All good.
Y'all feel grounded?
Yes. Lighter. Free.
Yes. Can I ask a question? Did anybody else sense like the presence of your loved one when you were doing it? Because I did, and I was just like, I felt relaxed and lighter, like the person was with me finally.
Definitely.
Yes, very much so.
Yes, for sure.
No, they were with you all. You traveled to a space of where they were. You traveled to a space and met that energy. Anybody else have anything they want to reflect on?
I can. I feel like I often feel my sister. Like I talk to her every day. Like at this time, I was able to like sit with her and actually like have a conversation and hear a response. Really hear her tell me things. I mean, I often hear her tell me things, but today it seemed a little bit more clearer, and I could see her telling it to me, as opposed to when I'm feeling it and I hear the voice. Like now I was able to look at her and she tell me this stuff. So that was deep, very much so needed.
Yes.
I understand. My grandfather was very much an introvert. So he loved family. He loved Christmas plays, well, plays in general, and he loved jazz. So I turned on the Nutcracker Suite by Duke Ellington. And he was like, just sit still and listen. You know I have a problem with sitting still. We'll talk about that later. But I actually got to sit still, and he was just talking to me. And then he downloaded some other music that he enjoyed listening to. And I was about to start listening to that.
Okay. You can always take yourselves back and connect in that moment. You can always take yourself back. Anybody else?
Yes, my mom, she always communicates and we spent time together in my dreams always. But today she brought me to her space, like where she's at now. And every time I have dreams about her, it's like it's her, but it's not her as I remember her to be, but I can't really see clearly. But today I actually, saw her in her and state she is now, and she's so much happier, and she's just a younger version of herself. And you know her space was so full of love, and it was so warm, and man, it was just awesome. And my grandmother even popped up, and
Yes.
her birthday is tomorrow, and I already have some things I was gonna do, but it's so funny because while we was there, I started. My grandma's favorite was ZZ Hill, Down Home Blues, and
Yes.
it just started playing so loud, like in my head. It's just crazy. So I know it was her. That's what she wanted to hear tomorrow with her little Brandon eggnog, but that's fine. And so it was just a really pleasant experience. I'm just so grateful for that. I thank you for that this morning because that was very pleasant. It really was.
Yes. I love when your other ancestors will pop up and be like, hey, I'm over here too, hey. And that's I just absolutely love when that happens. It makes you feel really good. And when you can feel it, I mean, I know a lot of you are saying, I can feel it. Like really, you really honestly can. And don't be hard on yourself if that just didn't happen this time, because it definitely can, and the more that you sit and be intentional about it, the deeper that the connections will be. I mean, they can go really, 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 really deep. Anybody else?
Okay, so this has been a whole experience for me. I mean, I'm sitting watching you and how the sun is reflecting off of you, and there's so much energy around you. So as you was talking, and for me zoning out a little bit, I don't even have to go deep into it. And your voice got low, and I heard a whole bunch of conversations going on, so I couldn't even meditate. So I heard, I don't know if it was my ancestor or somebody else's ancestor, but it was a fairly deep voice say, I love you. And so I text Alicia and I was like, did you hear Benicia say, I love you? She was like, no, because I can barely hear her. I was like, well, somebody said very clearly that I love you. And I was like,
I heard it
oh,
too.
I did too. Benicia, that's not a lie. I think all of us had a moment when we were just watching you and listening to what was happening.
Yes, the
Like, are
frequency
y'all
was
watching the
so
screen
strong.
like even right now? Like look around her right now. look,
I
look
know,
at
like
the
just the
screen.
aura.
Yes.
Crazy.
In those moments, like it's definitely spirit. It's not. Most times it's not me. I've been told this on several times. Like, you know, it's a lot of spirit felt conversation. So even in the parts as it was, as you know, we're going through that guided experience. I'm not gonna remember that. I'll go back and I'll look at it, but yeah, I ain't gonna remember much of it.
But she's right. It was a lot of the frequency you could hear because I actually closed my
You
eyes
could.
because I couldn't hear you enough. So I put my phone to my ear and I had my eyes closed so I could listen. And it was very strong. It was like, oh my God. It's like I think that's what helped me propel to wherever I went because it was just weird. So yeah, I definitely heard that too.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
kind of beautiful though. Like, I mean, the sun, even now, like you don't know when it puts around your body, like there's this spiritual glow. Like it's like you're being projected, your spiritual beings being projected. And
Come on,
then
spiritual
like,
being.
I don't
Projection.
know, it's just
I took
weird.
I took a picture of you, Benicia, earlier when we were first talking because it was like a couple orbs around you. So I took a picture of you. I'll send it to you. And I was like, wow, look at that orb over there. So
Yeah.
I took a picture of you.
Somebody spoke out and they called their ancestor, and their ancestor just popped right here. I was like, oh, okay, you just going, and I got to
That's
go back.
where it was too. I
Huh?
got a picture of it. I said, and that's where it was too. And I got a picture of it. I took a picture of
Wow.
one drop right in front of your face. And I
Yeah, they literally popped right here, and I was like, oh, okay, so you flowing with us today? Like you just gonna come off into my space just like this? Well, I guess I welcomed you in, so okay, well here we go. But they definitely felt it was a real loving energy, so it wasn't anything that made me feel like I had to address something or another. But yeah, they pop right in. Uh, this is beautiful. Anybody else? Okay, if nothing else, let's reflect on this energy all day today and let's carry this energy into tomorrow. I think this is a really beautiful space to come out of and to just flow in through the rest of the day into this 1221 energy that many of us have been preparing for anyway. I do look to do this again. I hope that you guys do y'all think that this is something that we could definitely tap into and try again?
Definitely.
Yes.
Yes, for
yes,
sure. Definitely.
definitely.
Okay, cool beans. Okay, I'm gonna flow an instruction on when and how that looks. And thank you guys for joining in. I am going to download this and upload it somehow so that you can sort of reflect in the moment for those who just may have. I know Michi just popped back in and Michi's at work, but oh, my hands are so hot. And that way you guys can sort of go back into it if you feel like you may need to.
Look, cause my ears is hot. Like I'm telling you, like they red. My ears are hot, and I told you like my ears have been ringing, but they hot right now. I'm so serious. They're so hot, and let me just say, cause I be holding my stuff in. Like I reflect on the fact that, and I was just sitting in it, y'all, but I'm gonna let y'all go. Like I don't know, I have a problem with forgiving myself, and I haven't been cooking in it. I've been cooking, but I haven't been cooking and pushing like I normally would. And in the midst of the frequency that was going on, I just kept hearing over and over again that you're forgiven. And I I want to just say thank you for the opportunity and the sacred space of that, and just learning how to share more. So I love y'all, and I hope y'all have a beautiful day.
Oh, thank you.
Love you too.
Love you.
Okay, Keela, did you have something to say before we left?
No, that experience was really amazing. I actually got to hug my mom, which was something that really, really just irked me, because when she passed, like, we got into an argument like the day before.
Mm-hmm.
So just to know that she still loves me, and I wasn't, like I wasn't the initiator of that, and she still loves me, and she forgave me for whatever we argued about, because I can't even remember. So I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Okay, as we leave this sacred space in gratitude and love, we reflect back love and gratitude. We receive love and gratitude and reflect it back for just being able to be in alignment to what we need in this moment. We give thanks and honor to the Most High and the Most High within self. And we'll take this energy and we'll flow through the remainder of the day on into the remainder of the week, in knowing that we are protected, that we are loved, that we are manifesting our best lives, and that we have the guidance from not just source, but from our angels, our ancestors who love us, that they'll go before us in clear paths, that they will make a way and allow for us to continue to align with our highest self. Amen and ashe.
Ashe.
All right.
Amen and Ashe.
Everybody have a good day.
Thank you,
You could take a
Venetia.
moment and go into
Love you guys.
Thank
the
you.
event and just
Have a good day.
express
Love you.
gratitude on how good this was today. I'll be so appreciative. Just slightly. Just tell somebody today I had a dope experience. All right. Have a good one.
Will do. Take
Bye.
care.